The night is still. Listen closely. Can you hear it? A faint whisper deep inside. It speaks of who we are and who we might become. This is the mystery of the self and the soul. We journey through life searching for meaning. But what are we searching for? Is it the fleeting satisfaction of the ego, or is it the timeless echo of the soul? This is a journey into the deepest parts of ourselves, a journey into the heart of what it means to be human. Prepare yourself. What you discover may change you forever. Within each of us reside two distinct entities, the self and the soul. The self, often associated with the ego, is the mask we wear for the world. It craves recognition, validation, and control. It is built on thoughts, emotions, and experiences. The soul, however, is something more profound. It is the essence of our being, untouched by the passage of time. It is the silent observer, the inner compass, the source of our deepest intuition. Understanding the interplay between these two forces is crucial. It is in this delicate balance that we find true meaning and purpose. The ego is a powerful force. It drives us to achieve, to conquer, to accumulate. It whispers promises of happiness found in external validation and material possessions. But the ego's hunger is insatiable. Consider the CEO, driven by an unquenchable thirst for power, or the social media influencer, desperate for likes and followers. Their pursuits, though seemingly different, share a common thread: the relentless pursuit of ego gratification. This relentless pursuit can lead to a sense of emptiness, a feeling that something is missing despite outward success. This is the ego's trap. It promises fulfillment but delivers only a fleeting sense of satisfaction. In contrast to the ego's clamor, the soul speaks in whispers. Its voice is subtle, often drowned out by the noise of everyday life. But if we listen closely, we can hear its gentle guidance. The soul speaks to us through intuition, through moments of awe and wonder, through our connection to nature and to something larger than ourselves. It guides us towards compassion, empathy, and a deep sense of peace. This is not to say that the soul shies away from ambition or achievement. Rather, it seeks to align our actions with a deeper purpose. It encourages us to pursue goals that are in harmony with our values and contribute to the well-being of ourselves and others. In this chapter, we delve into the profound and timeless concepts of the self and the soul, ideas that have reverberated through the corridors of human thought for millennia. The concepts of the self and the soul have resonated throughout history, echoing in the halls of philosophy, psychology, and spirituality. These ideas have been the cornerstone of countless debates, discussions, and contemplations, shaping the way we understand our existence and our place in the universe. Ancient philosophers like Plato and Aristotle grappled with the nature of the soul, seeking to define its essence and its role in the human experience. Plato, with his theory of forms, posited that the soul is immortal and exists in a realm of perfect forms, while Aristotle viewed the soul as the essence of a living being, intricately connected to the body and its functions. In the realm of psychology, thinkers like Carl Jung explored the concept of the shadow self, the hidden aspects of our personality often at odds with our conscious desires. Jung's work on the collective unconscious and archetypes provided a framework for understanding the deeper layers of the human psyche, revealing the complex interplay between our conscious mind and the hidden, often darker aspects of ourselves. This exploration delves into the complexities of the human psyche, recognizing the interplay of both light and shadow within us. It is through this understanding that we can begin to integrate these disparate parts of ourselves, achieving a more holistic and balanced sense of self. Spiritual traditions across the globe offer diverse perspectives on the soul, often viewing it as an eternal spark, a divine fragment residing within us. From the Hindu concept of Atman, the inner self or soul, to the Christian belief in the immortal soul, these traditions provide a rich tapestry of interpretations and practices aimed at nurturing and understanding this inner essence. These traditions emphasize the importance of connecting with this inner essence through practices like meditation, prayer, and mindfulness. By engaging in these practices, individuals seek to transcend the mundane aspects of daily life, tapping into a deeper, more profound sense of being. This connection to the soul is seen as a path to enlightenment, inner peace, and a greater understanding of the universe and our place within it. A bridge between worlds. The self and the soul are not two separate entities, but rather two sides of the same coin. The self, with its desires and ambitions, is not inherently bad. It is a necessary part of our human experience. The key lies in finding a bridge between the self and the soul. This involves acknowledging the ego's desires, while also recognizing the soul's deeper calling. It is about finding a balance between our material pursuits and our spiritual growth. This bridge is not a static destination, but rather a dynamic process of self-discovery and integration. It is a lifelong journey of aligning our actions with our values, of finding meaning and purpose beyond the fleeting gratifications of the ego. The interplay between the self and the soul shapes the course of our lives. This dance, often subtle and unseen, is a constant force that guides our decisions and actions. When the ego dominates, we may find ourselves chasing empty pursuits, running tirelessly on a treadmill of societal expectations and superficial goals. Despite achieving outward success, we often feel a void, a sense of unfulfillment that lingers in the quiet moments of our lives. We may prioritize material possessions over meaningful relationships, believing that wealth and status will bring us happiness. This pursuit can lead to a profound sense of isolation and loneliness, as we find ourselves disconnected from what truly matters. However, when we learn to listen to the soul's whispers, to the quiet voice within that speaks of our true desires and passions, our lives take on a different quality. We begin to see the world through a lens of wonder and possibility. We start to prioritize experiences over possessions, valuing the moments of connection and joy shared with others. We seek purpose over fleeting pleasure, finding fulfillment in the simple yet profound acts of living authentically. This shift in perspective does not happen overnight. It is a gradual awakening, a process of becoming more self-aware and attuned to our inner voice. It involves moments of reflection, where we confront our true selves and question the paths we have taken. It is about learning to differentiate between the ego's demands and the soul's gentle guidance, making choices that align with our deepest values. This journey is one of aligning our actions with our values, of living in harmony with our true selves. Ultimately, it is about living a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling, a life where the dance of destiny leads us to our true purpose and joy. Finding harmony between the self and the soul is an ongoing process, a delicate dance between our earthly desires and our spiritual aspirations. It is a journey that requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to explore the depths of our being. This balance is not something that can be achieved overnight. It is a lifelong pursuit that evolves as we grow and change. It is in this balance that we discover true peace and fulfillment. When we align our actions with our inner values, we create a sense of harmony that resonates throughout our entire being. This inner peace is reflected in our outer world, influencing our relationships, our work, and our overall sense of well-being. The journey begins with self-reflection. Taking the time to look inward allows us to understand our true selves, our desires, and our fears. It is through this introspection that we can identify the areas of our lives that are out of balance and take steps to realign them. Take time to connect with your inner world. This can be done through meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. These practices help us to quiet the noise of the outside world and tune into the whispers of our soul. Listen to the whispers of your soul. What brings you joy? What activities make you feel alive and connected to your true self? These are the things that nourish your spirit and bring you closer to a state of harmony. What are your deepest values? These are the guiding principles that shape your actions and decisions. When you live in alignment with your values, you create a sense of integrity and authenticity that is essential for true harmony. What legacy do you want to leave behind? Consider the impact you want to have on the world and the people around you. This sense of purpose can guide your actions and help you to stay focused on what truly matters. As you gain clarity on these questions, you can begin to align your actions with your values. This alignment creates a sense of coherence and purpose that is essential for true harmony. Pursue goals that are in harmony with your soul's purpose. These goals should reflect your deepest values and aspirations, and they should bring you a sense of fulfillment and joy. Cultivate relationships that nourish your spirit. Surround yourself with people who support and uplift you and who share your values and aspirations. These relationships are essential for creating a sense of community and belonging. Contribute to something larger than yourself. Whether it's through volunteering, activism, or simply being a positive influence in your community, These actions create a sense of purpose and connection that is essential for true harmony. Remember, the journey of self-discovery is not about perfection, but about progress. It is a continuous process of growth and evolution, and it requires patience and compassion for yourself. There will be times when the ego's voice drowns out the soul's whispers. These moments of doubt and confusion are a natural part of the journey, and they provide valuable opportunities for growth and self-awareness. There will be setbacks and challenges along the way. These obstacles are not meant to deter you, but to strengthen your resolve and deepen your understanding of yourself. But by cultivating self-awareness and practicing compassion, you can navigate these challenges and continue on the path towards wholeness. Remember, the journey towards harmony is a lifelong pursuit, and every step you take brings you closer to a state of true peace and fulfillment. Now let's delve into the internal conflicts that arise when the desires of the self clash with the wisdom of the soul. The self, driven by ego and material desires, often finds itself at odds with the soul, which seeks higher wisdom and spiritual fulfillment. Imagine a moment of decision, a crossroad where the choices of the self and the soul diverge. On one side, the allure of material success, recognition, and the tangible rewards of the ego. On the other, the quiet, persistent call of the soul, urging towards authenticity, compassion, and a deeper purpose. Consider Sarah, a successful corporate executive whose life revolves around her career. Her self thrives on the accolades, the promotions, and the financial rewards. Yet within the quiet moments, Sarah feels a growing discontent, a whisper from her soul that speaks of unfulfilled dreams and a longing for deeper connection. This internal conflict intensifies. Sarah's self tells her to push harder, to climb higher, but her soul yearns for a different path, one that involves creativity, community, and a sense of purpose beyond the corporate ladder. She struggles, caught between the demands of the self and the wisdom of the soul. Through a journey of self-reflection and introspection, Sarah begins to listen to her soul's whispers. She starts journaling, meditating, and connecting with nature, allowing herself to explore what truly brings her joy and fulfillment. Gradually, she finds a way to integrate her passions into her life, aligning her actions with her deepest values. This alignment doesn't mean abandoning her career, but rather infusing it with purpose and balance. Sarah begins to volunteer, mentor young professionals, and take on projects that resonate with her soul's calling. The inner conflict subsides, replaced by a harmonious blend of self and soul. As we reflect on Sarah's journey, we see that the path to harmony is not about choosing one over the other, but finding a way to honor both the self and the soul. It is about recognizing the value in our earthly desires while staying true to our higher wisdom. Let this chapter serve as a reminder that the conflicts we face within are opportunities for growth. By embracing these struggles, we can achieve a state of harmony that enriches our lives and brings us closer to our true selves. The ego, often seen as the architect of our self-identity, shapes our perceptions, desires, and fears. It is the voice that narrates our life story, often overshadowing the pure essence of the soul. Imagine the ego as a storyteller, weaving a narrative that defines who we are. It tells us what we should want, what we should fear, and what we should strive for. The ego thrives on recognition, validation, and material success. Yet beneath this constructed identity lies the soul, our true nature, untainted by societal constructs and personal biases. Consider John, a talented artist who has always sought approval through his work. His ego drives him to create pieces that please others, to chase awards, and to seek fame and fortune. But deep within, John's soul yearns for authenticity, for creating art that speaks his truth, regardless of external validation. This tension between the ego and the soul creates a profound internal struggle. John's ego tells him to conform, to produce what sells, but his soul whispers of freedom, of expression without boundaries. This conflict pulls him in different directions, leaving him feeling unfulfilled despite his outward success. Through a journey of introspection and self-awareness, John begins to listen to his soul's whisper. He starts to create art that reflects his innermost feelings, his deepest truths. This shift doesn't mean abandoning his career, but rather aligning it with his true self. He finds joy in the process, in the act of creation itself, rather than the outcome. By embracing the soul's whisper, John experiences a profound transformation. His work becomes more meaningful, his life more fulfilling. He realizes that the ego and the soul are not enemies, but two forces that can coexist harmoniously. The ego can drive us to achieve, but it is the soul that gives our achievements meaning. As we reflect on John's journey, we see that the path to self-realization lies in balancing these two forces. The ego shapes our perceptions, but it is the soul that reveals our true essence. By embracing both, we can lead a more authentic and fulfilling existence. The self, often driven by ego and external influences, can cloud our judgment with fear, doubt, and societal expectations. The self is loud, commanding, and often relentless. It thrives on external validation, pushing us to conform to societal norms and expectations. But beneath this din lies the soul, whispering gently, guiding us towards our true purpose and inner peace. Imagine standing at a crossroads, faced with a significant decision. The self, driven by ego, shouts out the path that promises security, recognition, and material success. It is the voice of fear, doubt, and societal expectations. Yet, if we pause, take a deep breath, and listen closely, we can hear the soul's whisper, urging us towards a different path, one that resonates with our innermost values and aspirations. To discern these voices, we must cultivate mindfulness. Through practices like meditation and reflective journaling, we can quiet the mind and tune into the soul's whisper. Meditation allows us to observe our thoughts without judgment, creating a space where the soul's voice can emerge. Reflective journaling, on the other hand, helps us articulate our deepest feelings and desires. By writing down our thoughts, we can distinguish between the self's fears and the soul's truths. It is a practice of introspection, where we uncover layers of conditioning to reveal our authentic selves. Consider Emma, a successful corporate executive who feels unfulfilled despite her achievements. Her self tells her to climb higher, to seek more recognition and material wealth. But through mindfulness and journaling, Emma begins to hear her soul's whisper. It guides her towards a different path, one of service, creativity, and connection. By trusting the soul's guiding light, Emma makes a courageous decision to leave her corporate job and pursue a career in social entrepreneurship. She finds joy and fulfillment in making a difference in the lives of others, aligning her actions with her deepest values. Emma's journey illustrates that by discerning between the self and the soul, we can make choices that lead to a more fulfilling life. The self will always have its place, driving us to achieve and succeed. But it is the soul that gives our achievements meaning, guiding us towards our true purpose. The perception of separation between the self and the soul can often lead to feelings of disconnection and discontent. This chapter delves into the psychological and spiritual implications of this perceived divide. In modern society, the emphasis on individuality and ego can overshadow our intrinsic connection to the soul. This separation manifests in various ways, affecting our mental and emotional well-being. Imagine feeling a constant sense of emptiness despite external achievements. This is the void created by the disconnect between the self and the soul. When the ego dominates, it leads us to seek validation and fulfillment from external sources, ignoring the deeper, more enduring connection within. Through various philosophical and spiritual perspectives, we explore how this separation impacts our daily lives. Ancient wisdom teaches us that the self and the soul are not truly separate but different expressions of our being. The self, driven by ego, is concerned with survival and social standing, while the soul seeks meaning, connection, and purpose. To bridge this gap, we must cultivate practices that nurture our soul while balancing the ego. Mindfulness, meditation, and reflective journaling are powerful tools that help us tune into our soul's voice. By quieting the mind, we create space for the soul's wisdom to emerge, guiding us towards a more harmonious existence. Consider the story of David, a high-achieving lawyer who felt a profound sense of discontent despite his success. His self, driven by ego, pushed him to climb the corporate ladder, seeking recognition and material wealth. But deep down, David yearned for a sense of purpose and connection. Through meditation and spiritual exploration, he began to reconnect with his soul. He realized that his true calling was to use his legal expertise to advocate for social justice and human rights. By aligning his actions with his soul's purpose, David found a profound sense of fulfillment and inner peace. His journey illustrates that by understanding and bridging the gap between the self and the soul, we can find a more profound sense of unity and peace within ourselves. The rebirth of the soul. The concept of ego death as a pathway to spiritual rebirth and the awakening of the soul's higher consciousness is a profound and transformative journey. Ego death refers to the complete loss of one's sense of self, often experienced during deep meditation, psychedelic experiences, or intense spiritual practices. This dissolution of the ego allows individuals to transcend their limited individual identity and connect with a higher state of consciousness. In this state, the soul's true essence is revealed, free from the constraints of the ego. Consider the story of Maya, who embarked on a journey of self-discovery through deep meditation. As she delved deeper into her practice, she experienced moments where her sense of self completely dissolved. These moments, though initially disorienting, led to a profound awakening. Maya felt an overwhelming sense of unity, peace, and understanding as she realized her interconnectedness with all of existence. The journey of ego death and spiritual rebirth is not without its challenges. It requires confronting and letting go of deeply ingrained beliefs and attachments. However, the rewards of this journey are immeasurable. Maya found that by embracing this transformative process, she could live a life of greater authenticity, purpose, and fulfillment. Through the process of ego death, the soul is reborn, awakening to its higher consciousness and embracing its true divine nature. This awakening brings about a profound sense of unity and peace as one realizes their interconnectedness with all of existence. When aligned with the soul's purpose, the ego can serve as a powerful ally on the path to self-realization and spiritual evolution. This chapter will explore how the ego, often seen as an adversary, can be transformed into a supportive force. Through understanding and integrating the ego's desires with the soul's higher purpose, one can achieve a harmonious balance that propels personal growth and spiritual awakening. Consider the story of Alex, who struggled with the constant battle between ego and soul. Through mindful practices and self-reflection, Alex began to understand that the ego's desires were not inherently negative, but simply misaligned. By consciously aligning these desires with the soul's higher purpose, Alex transformed the ego into a driving force for positive change. Techniques such as meditation, journaling, and conscious intention setting can facilitate this alignment. These practices help to bring awareness to the ego's motivations, allowing individuals to redirect them in ways that serve their highest good. By integrating the ego's ambitions with the soul's wisdom, one can create a life of harmonious growth and fulfillment. The journey of aligning the ego with the soul is one of balance and integration. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to explore the depths of one's inner world. Music becomes serene. As we conclude this scene, remember that the ego, when understood and aligned with the soul's purpose, can become a powerful ally on the path to self-realization and spiritual evolution. Embrace this process and let it guide you towards a life of profound meaning and inner peace. But what if the ego has a hidden agenda that even the soul cannot foresee? Stay tuned, subscribe, share, like, and hit the notification bell for the next chapter, where we uncover the unexpected twists in the journey of self-discovery.